Get out of the way. Let your coaches coach. No way. No way will he allow anybody to have the power that Doug Peterson had. Hit the like button. Thank you guys for coming aboard as you do each and every single day. Thank you so much. I'm going to show you the difference in coaching. Veteran coaching versus rookie coaching. First, second year coaches. Pete Carroll was asked a question at his press conference. Hey, did it validate you on what you did when you got that win versus Russell Wilson and the Broncos? I'm paraphrasing here, but you know what Pete said? Doesn't validate anything. I don't need to be validated. I wanted to win. You know what Nathaniel Hackett said today? Yeah, well, maybe I should have went for it on fourth down. Zero conviction. You know the greatest thing that Belichick does to you guys all the time? We're on to Cincinnati. He doesn't sit and wallow in the mud. Don't you think maybe you should be talking about putting a new quarterback in? We're on to Cincinnati. Just sit there and owe you anything, especially when it comes to talking about validating stuff. Pete Carroll doesn't have to validate. He's one of the very few coaches that has won a national championship and a Super Bowl at both levels. He doesn't have to tell you anything or validate anything. He's done it. He's a Hall of Fame coach. And he told you the truth. It didn't validate me. I wanted it. It was good for our organization. That's truth. That's a guy in Seattle that makes decisions. I'm not suggesting to you in any way that Seattle is on their way to being what they were a few years back with Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom. I'm not saying that. But that's how you outcoach kids. That's how you outcoach people. That's how you out-prepare for people. You get a hungry Geno Smith who hasn't started since he was with the Jets, and he beats Russell Wilson, who just signed a $300 million contract. I don't know about you, but if I'm in Seattle, I'm feeling awful good this week going into that Niners game. I feel pretty good about myself. That's coaching, my friends. That's how you get the attention of your room. My wife's a coach, and she tells me all the time, coaching's hard. It is because you constantly have to adjust and adapt. The Eagle D coordinator hasn't figured that out because that's not who he is. Do you really think that defense is going to get better? The play may get better, but the scheme won't. And the situational play calling won't. I see what Nick doing. He's playing Howie close to just got to get through and connect with Lurie. Sills, now what if we take the Vikings apart? Then what? Let's get there. The Vikings are a playoff team. This will be the first significant team of the year that Jalen Hurts, the Eagle defense, and the coaching staff will have a shot at ending that do-nothing one-loss record that they've had for 2.5 years. This is a team that looks like it's going to be somebody. This is a team, they have to win. You want to be a legitimate contender, you got to beat that Viking team on Monday night. Or you know what we'll say? No, I'll bury the lead. Got to beat teams that are significant. You just can't keep beating up the Lions, the Falcons, and shitty teams like that. You want to be a true contender? You got to beat teams up. Okay? You got to beat teams that are legitimate contenders before you start doing that. By the way, we're going to look at week 2 of the NFL. Also, the concerns. I got a couple topics here, and also too, I want to hit on something here with Jalen Hurts also. It's not bad. I don't think it is. Or maybe some of you might think it is. I don't know. We're going to do that at the top of the hour. But I want to walk back on something that I said yesterday, and I want to make sure that you understand this with great respect for Fletcher Cox. This is nothing personal on Fletcher. He's toast. For the money he's making, he is not that guy. And it's not that he doesn't belong on an NFL roster. He doesn't belong on the Eagle roster at 14-4. If he's making $5 million, then we're having a different conversation today. 14-4, that's elite money. You're almost at the benchmark when it comes to when you're handing out, whether you're going to franchise tag a guy. I think it's $16 or $17 million. He's a couple ticks under that. He's not a franchise tag DT. And you paid him like he was. You paid him almost a franchise tag. Really? He's done nothing in a year, 19 games that I've been covering him. He's been common. I'm not paying that guy that money. Okay? Stop over-evaluating Fletcher Cox like he's some good god on defense. Brian, that's what I'm saying here. You paid him like he's a god. He's sitting there saying that Fletcher, you paid him like he's one. He's one of the highest paid ball players on the team. Why? He's the highest paid ball player on the defense, is he not? He's the highest paid guy on defense. You paid him like he was. Fletcher has been toast, and he made Flex, you got to put it together a little better for me, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, though, Flex. Fletcher Cox has been done since 17. I don't know that far back. Link's going to be rocking. I agree 100% with that. Okay? Dan, how can we get Seth Joiner? You're never going to have a coach like Seth Joiner in your building. As long as Howie Roseman's the general manager. Are you crazy? You'll never have somebody that would speak his mind like that to a GM. And Howie's in those defensive meetings? Are you kidding me? Can you see – wait a minute. So you think Seth Joiner's going to take direction from Howie Roseman when they're sitting there in their Monday morning meeting on why the defense looked the way it did? Seth's not going to answer to him. And Howie doesn't want to have a conversation like that, and he doesn't want to have an adversarial relationship like that, so they'll never put a guy like that in the building. Doug Peterson's not in the building just because of what I just said. Okay? I mean, he'll never in a million years put a guy like Seth Joiner on a coaching staff. Now, is Seth worthy of being a DC? Absolutely. You're not going to have that, though. You have to have a strong-willed coach who has autonomy in the locker room. Nick Sirianni has no say in that locker room. Very marginal say. Yeah, the sideline stuff where he looks like he's doing this and he's that with the T-shirts and all this. It's the Howie Roseman production. Are you crazy? This is the Howie Roseman production. Jonathan Gannon made it very clear yesterday at the press conference. They still have their Monday meetings. They have those Doug Peterson Monday meetings. How absurd. I mean it. Chip Kelly, PTSD. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If you were put in a broom closet for 3 years or whatever time Chip was here, and you were put in a broom closet and you had a water fountain and a toilet like you were in a prison in the back room of the NovaCare Center, and you were next to the janitor, and all of a sudden that guy loses his position and you were given your full position back again, are you thinking that you're going to allow anybody once again ever to have any kind of say in anything that's not related to your success? Absolutely not. This guy's a control freak. He controls the coaching staff. He controls the personnel, the salary cap, and the game plan. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. This is something else. This guy here, man. Executive of the year You mean the meddler of the year? You mean the meddler of the year? Dude, all the good things that Howie Roseman does when he built this team, he's going to destroy this team. Get out of the way. Let your coaches coach. No way. No way will he allow anybody to have the power that Doug Peterson had. Sirianni starts winning some ball games, they'll cut that guy loose too. Hey, you want to get this? Who do you think will get more credit for the win on Monday if the Eagles win that game against the Vikings? Nick Sirianni or Howie Roseman? Philly media will go nuts on Roseman. Oh, my God. Because that's what the PR department wants, too, and the owner wants. Because the owner, he handles all the purse strings. And he has all the strings on the team. See? 3-year contract extension, I told you. Nick Sirianni's a puppet. Gannon's a puppet. We have conversation. That means Shane Steichen has conversations with him too. That's not just isolated to the D coordinator. That's also a conversation that Shane Steichen that he has. I'm going to say this to you too, guys. I'm more okay with the offense today than I am with the defense coming out of that game and 19 ball games. Remember something. This ain't week one. This ain't week one. Stop looking at it like week one. This is 19 games with this coaching staff. Okay? You're looking at it through a small prism. This is an overall structure on how things are run in Philly. You're missing it. You're missing the big picture. How the exhibition season went. How they don't practice. How they don't work hard. How the general manager's involved in the game plan offensively and defensively. Jesus criminy. Really? All these hoops that people have to go through. Eventually, you're going to trip over one of these hoops. You almost tripped over one in Detroit. So, Sills, do you think Howie's too involved in the weekly game planning of the Eagles? Here, Steven. It's not, you shouldn't be involved at all. Kevin Colbert, do you know what he used to tell me that he does for Mike Tomlin? When the season starts, Kevin Colbert never did an interview because he never wanted to get into the way of the head coach and what the coaching staff was trying to accomplish. You know why in Pittsburgh? They are really like one of the bell cow programs and one of the Tiffany football teams and the gold standard and how they do business. It's because, get this, off-season general manager time, in-season Mike Tomlin time. You think Mike Tomlin answers to the general manager? Mike Tomlin works with the general manager in Pittsburgh. Now, I'm not saying that he can't fire Mike, but those guys are partners. Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman are not partners. Sirianni works for him. General managers are in the building for one thing. You know what that is? To help their coach get the best personnel that they possibly can get. That's their job description. Their job description is not drawing plays up. If Howie Roseman came to me and came up with a defensive scheme that was going to be implemented against the Vikings, I would laugh in his face. Seriously, ask Seth that. Ask Seth Joiner that question. Seriously, ask Seth Joiner that question. Seth, if you're the DC of the Eagles, how he came in with a blitz package, what would you do? I think he'd rip it up. Joseph says that Tracy Rocker isn't emphasizing shedding blocks. The linebacker's out of place, no surge. Joseph, some to this. Shedding blocks is like blaming a hitting instructor. Okay? It's like blaming a hitting coach for a guy going 0 for 25. Players, that's player accountability. Get off your freaking block, dude. That's reps. That's coaching because the team doesn't want to do that. GT, Sills, Howie listened to you, and the fans translates it to Nick. Keeps speaking facts. That's why he knocked it out of the box with the draft and free agents. GT, watch this. You had the best offseason, maybe him and Tom Telesco with the Chargers. Why can't you leave it there? Because you know what he doesn't want to have happen? The guy he hired shit the bed. And turns around another 9-8 season. Because then Howie gets asked this question. You got an A roster and you had a C effort. Then he's got to make a tough decision to fire the coach. Okay? Listen, Eagle fan, Tracy Rocker's not the problem. Getting off of a block? How's that, Tracy? Read your keys. They're not bought in. You're not vested in Jonathan Gannon's system. I said this on Sports Take yesterday. They are not bought in. They don't trust it. The damn GM doesn't trust it. This is, boy, I'll tell you again. You're Doug Peterson, and you went through this BS for those years that you coached this team and you built it up and you had to deal with all this. Jesus, you might as well be the head coach of the Cowboys. You're just there. Man, I got some topics here. Concerns, Jalen Hurts, also week 2 of the NFL. I want to get into some of that. Guys, please hit the like button. I'm passing my post a little bit. Hour 2 coming up. Keep it here on the National Football Show.